So thanks again for joining us. If you're just signing on, I'm going early for just a couple of minutes here before the actual discussion. Got a lot to cover. I've got a whole bunch of notes to talk through. It's going to be a cram-packed 30 minutes here. Hey, Jeffrey, thanks for joining us here. Very cool. And hey, where are you from right now? Where are you at work right now? Are you at home? Some people are on vacation. Thanks, Tony. That's right. Link is in the description. That's awesome. Go ahead, hit that StreamYard link. That lets me know who's watching. So yeah, very brief sort of recap. If you haven't grabbed a copy of Father Dwight's book, Immortal Combat, which is the namesake for this conference, it really is an incredible read. And if you're anything like, I think most of the men and people who join this conferences, we are big kind of geek fans. A lot of us, I mean, we love our Netflix, we love our shows, we love our sort of epic stories, you know. Tony says he's at home at work in Philly. That's awesome. At home in Phoenix. I've been to Phoenix. My gosh, is it hot out there? I'm right now, South Carolina. Beautiful day right now. What's the weather like out where you are? Drop a quick comment. Is it raining for you? I think up north it's a little cloudy. I think I saw a weather report. Anyhow, I was actually reading Father Dwight's book, Immortal Combat, during my last conference, and I saw the title, and it just intrigued me. Super hot in Phoenix, right? I can believe it. I took my wife out there almost 2 years ago now for some medical treatment, and I could not get over how hot it was. It's like someone had deep fried the state. It was brown, hot. Now, the one thing that blew me away was the consistency, how everything looked. You know, the buildings, there's like an active sense of culture that's built around. Where was I? It was the name is slipping my mind, the actual place. You know, it was outside of Phoenix. Anyhow, so I highlighted a bunch going through that. Jeff's at in Ohio. Hey, I forgot my microphone. There we go. Hope you guys can hear me better. Humidity. Oh, man. So let me just share. I want to share with you a couple of my favorite quotes from my first reading through the book. I need to read this thing again. I mean, reading that book feels like going to confession. It's kind of like reading, what is that other book? The Screw Tape Letters. I mean, you read that book and it's like going to confession because you can't hide in your soul, like, you know, I'm not that bad. You know, you read the Screw Tape Letters to get a sense of how, you know, evil action is messing with us. And then you read Immortal Combat to sort of identify, well, apart from that, what do I have to deal with on my own? And as Father Dwight has just reiterated in his two talks, and so many of the speakers this past event, these last couple of days, have been highlighting, yes, we're engaged in a battle against, you know, the principalities and powers and so on, and there is an angelic reality that we're dealing with. But just as importantly, there's an internal combat, an immortal combat that we will do battle with till, you know, the last day of our life, you know, here on earth. And if we never do that battle or never start trying to do some winning, you know, then it will end up controlling us. It will steamroll over us. Let me share a couple of amazing lines. He says, if you know your Bible history, you'll remember that from the beginning, war is the plot and war is the purpose. The Bible is not a collection of sentimental stories about people. And I think that's so fascinating because from the very first line of sacred scripture in Genesis, God divides the light from the dark. And that's not just a division of night and day or a division of stars, you know, starlight and cosmic darkness. That is a moral statement. It's a statement of morality that God is saying there is light and there is dark. And in Hebrew cosmology and Hebrew theology, those words are synonymous with good and with evil, not white and black, but light and dark. Light is always something that is associated with good. So God is saying there is a division that I, as the creator, make between these two, and they can never be connected. And from the beginning, we have the fall. There's the fall of the angels. There's the fall of, Adam and Eve, and then all of a sudden Earth, planet Earth, the universe is thrown into this cosmic battle, into this war that happens on the inside. Welcome to everybody who's just joining us. We're spending a couple of minutes just chatting about some of my favorite highlights from the Immortal Combat book. Go ahead and drop a comment, say hi, share your name and where you're joining us from. And if you had any favorite moments from this past weekend, go ahead and drop them in the comments, please. So let me just keep going with the next highlight. He says with the Bible, it is the chronicle of war. Now, as men, this is something that's kind of cool to hear. If we're used to the Bible being sort of softened and told it's just a record of our history. It's like Father Dwight is saying, no. In his book, Immortal Combat, it is the chronicle of war. It's the record of brutal, seemingly endless cosmic combat taking place in the gritty reality of human history. Find a saint and you will find a warrior. Virtually every saint mentions the spiritual battle, even the little girls. He loves Saint Therese of Lisieux. She says, she cries out, sanctity, it must be won at the point of a sword. If you think about Christ saying, heaven is the violent shall bear it away. It's not something you can just sort of ease into and you walk into heaven and it's all going to be a great little journey. I'll do that later. Let me do it later. It's something that you have to struggle for because our human nature doesn't like that. We like passivity. We have to be trained to enjoy, activity and action. Welcome, Michael, from El Paso. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed the conference. What was something you really enjoyed? Drop a quick comment there. She says on her deathbed, Saint Therese of Lisieux says, I will die with my weapons in my hand, right? Now, this is a cloistered nun, okay? We're so used to thinking of her as, the little flower, but she has this soul of iron, and that's something that I think you'll enjoy as you listen to a lot of the speakers in today's conference, this past event, the Immortal Combat Conference. There are a variety of men. Some of them are kind of like, broad bearded, muscled, that kind of manly man that we like to see in sort of the Avengers, right? And then you have the more professorial, the more erudite, the more intellectual. Then you've got the more simple, straightforward kind of practical Catholicism. And then you've got some of the younger blood, we need that different variety because we're all called to interact with that different variety. Welcome to everybody who's joining us. Go ahead, drop your name in the comments, say hi. And if you have a favorite moment, please go ahead and do that. Michael shares, Father Paddling Hug on Facebook yesterday was awesome. He was. I loved his attention to Mary as the warrior against evil. We're not used to thinking of her that way. Welcome to someone from Ecuador, Latin America. Beautiful. Isn't that known as the land of miracles? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Ecuador. It's absolutely phenomenal and crazy how many miracles have happened down there. Michael was saying, Mr. Smith talking about priest, prophet, king. Yes, that is a message we don't hear enough. Deacon talking about the rosary. Catch all the replays. That's one of the things that's so powerful about this group. There's not only the event that's happening, but this group, which is closing tomorrow, being archived tomorrow. If you get access now, if you invite your friends, and hey, actually, if you're especially watching this on desktop, scroll up and invite, that one friend that would probably enjoy this group. Because if you're not in this group, you don't get access to all of the amazing talks that took place the last couple of days. So thanks again for joining us. You carry on with just a couple more quotes while we have more people joining. So I'm just reading from Father Dwight's book, Immortal Combat, the inspiration. These are some of my highlights for this. He has this. One of the things that's so cool about Father Dwight's book is he's pulling in this sense of, he uses the imagination as the back door to our spirituality, right? And again, if you're like most of us, there's a reason why Netflix and the Avengers and modern media has recognized, wow, people like stories. So let's throw billions and billions into telling phenomenal stories that people want to hear. Father Dwight says, our moral imagination, on the one hand, is weak, pale, sickly, right? You ask somebody, what does the good life mean? What does it mean to live the life of virtue? We really have no idea. We actually have to think hard about that. Somebody, you were to ask someone, what does the heroic life look like? And we'll probably list in, oh, Captain America, there's Thor, Iron Man, there's John Wick, maybe. Half of, anybody could list a number of examples of modern heroism that have been popularized in stories. So he says, our moral imagination, on the one hand, is weak and pale and sickly, but ironically, in the realm of popular culture, the mythical imagination is healthier than ever. The academic world is a dry husk of learned articles filled with jargon and footnotes, but in the world of movies and television, gaming, fantasy literature, the imagination roars and soars, right? Again, thanks for everyone who's joining us. Drop a comment, say hi. Go ahead and let me know who you are by giving StreamYard access so that I can see your name and maybe feature a question. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. Someone says, John Wick is my hero. I have not seen any of that trilogy. I'm looking forward to it. All I've heard is good things. So here I think is the clincher for Father Dwight and for this whole conference. He says, the evil that we are battling is not just human selfishness, lust and rage and greed. These are symptoms of a deeper illness in our race. There are darker monsters in the caves where our ancestors slept. I call this deeper darkness the sin of the world. For it is not simply the evil things we've done, but an evil that is twisted in and around and through the very foundations of the world. The sin of the world is an insidious, parasitic worm lodged deep in the very viscera, the guts of the world itself. It dozes, satiated and smug, in the underground caverns of the heart. There, Smaug himself, the great reptile, lies in wait. This is why this conference is something that is so needed. Father, kind of give us a fresh lease on, why am I Catholic? Why does it matter? Why are the sacraments important? Why was Christ's sacrifice on the cross important? It wasn't just to save me from my sins and reconnect me with God. It's more than that. It's coming in like a secret mission behind enemy lines to blow up the foundation of the world, this deep sin, this deep lie, as he calls them, what is it? The roots of rage and resentment. And there was another one, I forget, rivalry, right? These things have no place in the kingdom of heaven. And Christ has told us the kingdom of heaven is at hand. I've been thinking about that a bunch, and I don't know if you've seen Tomorrowland. Go ahead and say yes. That film Disney came out with a couple of years ago now. Let me know if you've seen Tomorrowland. There's this really cool little moment in it where, and I don't remember the name of the main character, but where she finds this pin, and when she touches this pin, instantly the world around her is transformed, and she is in this other, this alternate kind of present. I forget if it's the future, but it says alternate universe, alternate world. And then she lets it go, and she's right back to where she was, and she picks it up again, and she holds it, and all of a sudden she's back in Tomorrowland, this amazing sort of alternate fantasy future thing. And when I saw that, that struck me as such a great allegory. When Christ said the kingdom of heaven is at hand, that means it's at hand. Grab it, hold it, right? It's not like, oh, it's near and it's around the corner. No, it's here. It's at hand. It's in your hand. You have to hold on to it. And that's the huge thing, that I think Catholics have as opposed to Protestants, our brothers in Christ. We do believe that, you muck up, you do the wrong thing, you can lose your salvation, and you need the sacraments to get back into it all. You have to hold on. Christ is constantly offering you the amazing and absolutely free gift of salvation, and you have to accept that gift. We must collaborate with him and get into Christ. We must accept that gift. It is at hand. We have to grab it at every point. Someone says they saw Tomorrowland. It was cool. Yeah, it was fun. That's a whole fun discussion right there. So this is why it's so important to listen to the men of steel in this event. There's a variety of different kinds. Pick the talks you like. Pick the men that you enjoy hearing from. Go ahead and follow them. Join their mailing lists. Join their groups. So again, for everyone who's joining us, please go ahead, drop a comment. You drinking anything right now? Did you bring a coffee or a tea or something? It's probably lunch for half of us, maybe. A nice freshly ground coffee. That's always good for you. So anyhow, there was just went through a bunch of different quotes from Father's book. So, all right, let's shift over. I want to share with you a bunch of very exciting stuff that's happened. So first of all, a little bit of housekeeping. So the event is now over. The replays are now all live. So if you get a ticket now, you will be able to access all of the replays immediately. So that's all there for you. You'll also get to have all of the audio files, the MP3 files. Once you buy a ticket, I will then send out an email over the next week or so. You can then grab all those MP3 files. You can keep them. You can listen to them, get to hold on to them, because the video files aren't going to stick around. The conference itself will close September 1st. So you have the next 2 months to kind of watch the videos, share it with your friends, keep all that energy going. You do get to keep the MP3 files, because I know how important it is for us to sort of build this library. I am working on building a video library, kind of like a Smart Catholics Netflix, which I think will be very cool. Tony says he's drinking an Ethiopian Haru single origin, local roasted and fresh ground. My man, I want me some of that. So yes, if you get your ticket today, you will get all of the replays and the MP3 files. Now, I do want to share with you a bunch of the goodies that the speakers are making available. So if you grab a ticket, let me go ahead and pull up that list. So if you do grab your ticket, we will have a whole bunch of goodies to send out to you. Let's see. I'll list off some of them, and what I'll do is I'll work up a page on the website that you can poke around, get the links for. For some of those, you'll have to reach out to the actual speakers. So let's see. Al Smith is sharing. I mean, first of all, if you visit his website, I think it's Bishop Sheen Today, almost everything on there is free. There is a metric ton of stuff. So if you're looking to further your formation, head over to his website, and he has tons of videos and audio and PDF and so on. Father Dwight is offering a free ebook introduction to his book. So he's written a book, Catholicism, Pure and Simple. If you sign up to his email series, FaithWorks, you get this free book. And I haven't read it myself, but if it's anything like the rest of the stuff that he's done, it's pretty amazing stuff. Let's see, if you register for Charbel's talk, so basically if you buy a ticket, he's offering a free copy of his ebook, How Islam Led Him Back to Christ. And if you haven't heard Charbel's conversion story, it is a pretty powerful one. This is somebody who grew up in Australia, almost became fully Muslim because of the incredible sort of the gang warfare at his school. The way he described it sounded like an absolute dumpster fire of a grade school. And there was an incredible amount of pressure to take sides and join a community. And he almost became Muslim until his mother smacked him upside the head and said, go to the Blessed Sacrament. Ask Christ if he wants you to do that. And so there's his story. It's a phenomenal conversion story. Go ahead and check that out. Tony Vicinda, who is here on this call, if you check out, he is offering 1 or 2 $25 gift cards. So those may have gone off, Tony. I think you were hosting those live. Can you just drop a comment, Tony? Let me know if those aren't available anymore. If you're a guy with a beard, and it could be something a little longer than mine or something as epic as Tony's, check out his Tony's Beard Balm. Tony, you can drop your link. I think it's beardbalm.co. That is awesome. It's a daily reminder to the universal call to holiness. I mean, now that's cool evangelization, using something people need and using it as a reminder for evangelizing. Robert says he had a nice bowl of espresso and a cold draft beer this afternoon. That sounds great. Okay, cool. Tony's saying, nope, those are for the talk. All right, so go ahead, check out catholicbalm.co if you have a beard. So Father Leo, that was the other day. Okay, so don't worry about that. That you can get Father Leo's talk. That was live here in the group. Tony says we have non-beard stuff also. That's right. Lip balms, lotions, and is almost all of it made from chrism oil, Tony? Very cool. All right, so those are some of the freebies that you'll get, and I'll work those up into a nice page so that you can get access to those. Okay, what's next on our list here? Okay, let's talk about how to use the conference workbook. Let me see if I can, let's share my screen here, and we'll go to, okay, so here's the conference workbook. If you visit smartcatholics.com and scroll down a little bit, you'll get this link. You can download it for free. Go ahead and share it with folk. I've had some wonderful feedback that it's been a great way for people to organize their thoughts around each of these talks. Here's the thing. It is a ton of information, a ton of material. So it's really important to take just a couple of moments and jot down your thoughts as you're, right after the talk. So grab the page. I'll go down and show you how this is put together. Little bit of critical thinking as you're listening to your talk. Identify the problem, identify the solution, that these speakers are offering, and then identify one actionable step. This is going to help you internalize the talk and not just have it, sort of, you listen and you move on. I mean, how many times have we done that to really awesome podcasts or videos? Oh, that was great. Next day, I forgot. But if you just put a couple of words down, a couple of sentences, print this off, it's just for you. You don't have to share it with anybody. Keep your own prompts. That's going to help you internalize and learn and start the most important thing, which is making the progress that you're being called to, that you're inspired to. Okay, so go ahead, grab your copy. This has all of the talks in it for all the speakers. Hopefully that's something that is helpful to you. Okay, we have something, a little bit of fun just for today, and then it expires tomorrow. We have a 25% off coupon for you to share with friends and fans, right? So for some funny reason, it's supposed to say 2 days, and I can't figure out why it's saying 52. But anyway, this all access pass, the coupon is last day. I'm going to go ahead and head over to Facebook. I'm going to drop that in the comment. So just for the last day of this event, I am opening up this lounge for anybody to come and join, because there's so much value in this group. And unless you're a part of it, nobody's going to be able to see it. So go ahead, invite a friend to come and join us. And this link is only going to be available here in the group. And I'm going to drop it here as a comment. So if you haven't yet grabbed your ticket, this is a fantastic opportunity. I've just dropped it in the comments, and I'm going to close Facebook so it doesn't interact with things. You can share that with friends. It does expire tomorrow, so please invite a buddy to come join us in the group. And this is one last little gift. That coupon does expire tomorrow. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's the special reveal as we're coming up towards the end of our half hour. Here's the thing that's, right as this conference started, I realized this conference needed something absolutely critical. And so the speakers and I have been working on putting this together for you. And we'll get to the reveal in just a second. So this event, this conference has been a call to adventure. It's been a call to action. So if you think of any movie that you've ever watched, the hero starts in a place of normality. Everything is fine. Think of Frodo or Bilbo, right? Everything is normal. And then somebody knocks on the door right as you're about to have dinner. And you have this call to adventure, right? And Gandalf walks in and says to you, there's this whole situation that that you need to be aware about. And he tells you about the ring. He tells you about Smaug, right? Now the ball's in your court. How are you going to respond? For Bilbo, it took him a whole extra day just to sleep on it. For Frodo, it was the stakes were raised a little bit more, and he had to jump into action immediately. But the point was, they both accepted that call to adventure, that call to action. Now, this past event has been that for us, especially us men, because we do have a unique call, a unique response. Ladies in our lives, women have a slightly different response, a slightly different call to that Immortal Combat. And that's why we wanted to focus on helping men identify our unique response that we have to own and understand and embrace, that authentic masculinity. And if you want to know any more about that, go ahead and grab those talks, because there's way too much goodness to get into right now, and I'm not going to do it enough justice. So here's the point. You got a lot of information this past week, and if there's anything that we know from, heck, last Sunday's sermon, it was awesome. 2 hours after we get home, pull up the game and a beer, and we forget, right? Oh, aren't we glad we get to go back next Sunday? Now, unless it was absolutely phenomenal, it might have stuck, but we actually have to do a little bit of personal formation to make that information stick. And so this is what I want to share with you. Something, like I said, I've been working on with the speakers. We have now workshops, and you've seen maybe the links dropped through some of the group. This is an official reveal, and I'm going to send you out the link to this, and I want to walk you through some of these amazing programs, right? So here's the point. Like I said, this past weekend, ton of information. So if you are somebody who wants to go deeper, it's kind of scratched the surface and you're fascinated and you want to go deeper, because again, this group is closing tomorrow. So the opportunity to keep engaging and asking questions and chatting with the speakers and having the lives and, making new friends, all of that isn't going to be possible anymore unless you grab some time with these workshops. Now, some of them are just simply simple little communities that you can join with the speakers to get that ongoing formation, or they're actual deep dive workshops where you can go deeper into the thinking, behind a book or behind a talk, and find out how to more concretely apply it. And a lot of these speakers will have the live Q&A, sort of back and forth. So if you have any questions, go ahead. You can drop them in the comments about this event. But let me go ahead and share with you this exciting stuff. So like it says here, these last few days have been full of learning, but we need action. Can you imagine going to a boot camp, right, for joining the Marines, joining the military? And I have 3 brothers. I mean, 5 siblings who are all in active military, I think. Can you imagine going to join the Marines and you get 3 days of theory, and then they're like, okay, now go be a Marine? No, you need the active formation. Boot camp has got to be actual doing stuff with a group of guys, because nothing is harder than trying to go it alone. We need fellowship. We need friends to do it together. So this conference is a call to go deeper. A number of these workshops are limited time only, and there's a limit on the number of people who can join them because the speakers only have a limited availability. So the first one, the namesake of this conference, Father Dwight is going deeper into his book, a workshop. So you can have a look at how it works. He's going into the philosophies of Nietzsche, Max Scheler. They were unfortunate founding fathers of the 20th century. They have had massive impact on the direction that Western culture especially has taken. And so he's balancing that with Rene Girard and Scott Peck. I confess, I don't know who that is. So he has 6 weekly Zoom sessions beginning July 21st. Classes are an hour with time for questions and discussion. He is also providing further reading, and then he will also be recording them. So if you enjoyed this conference and you enjoyed his talks, and you've even grabbed his book, or you're going to grab his book, which, by the way, you should, check your emails, because Sophia Institute is offering a 30% discount just for attendees. So, go ahead and grab your copy of that book. I grabbed it on Kindle because I wanted it immediately. I mean, look at that. That's like $20 a month, and you can join him. So go ahead and do that. If any of these, this one is going to be incredibly valuable to you. Plating Grace Academy with Father Leo. This is just, if you're looking for an incredible community, and if you enjoyed Father Leo's talk, then this is the place for you. He does have a completely free level, and then there are paid levels for additional groups that he has going inside there. So you can have a look at how it works. I mean, look at all this stuff. There's talks for teens. He's got teaching mass. talks on Mariology and fatherhood, video chats, monthly recipes, and hey, if you're into cooking, I do all the home cooking in my home. That is going to be an amazing thing. So you can spend time with Father Leo and his group. This is something I'm excited about. A couple of the speakers have created stuff that's completely unique to this conference, and it's just for, it's launched especially for these attendees. So Patrick Sullivan, How to Become a Confident Catholic. It's a 3-month program. It's $100 a month. It is a deep dive. Over the course of 12 weeks, he's going to walk you through the steps that he's taken to become a recognized voice on the faith. So if you're serious about taking everything that you've learned and becoming someone who's a catechist or more effective in being able to share the faith, check this out, and you can sign up to Patrick and his program. So, How to Become a Confident Catholic. If you enjoyed Daniel Johnson's, he's our Catholic therapist for this conference. If you enjoyed his talk, join his Q&A session. Now he's, like I say, one of those people who is more professorial, more erudite. He's got a wonderful calming, approach. You can check out his program. It is a $12 a month program. You get I think it's a free month. So go ahead and join him. You can watch his video introduction. So that'll be there for you. You can check that out. And I think he loves discussing the Summa. So if you like to get into those, that incredible detail. And then he has the live Q&A. So if you're somebody who's interested in the applications of Catholic therapy, he is your man. Somebody asks, how many people participated in this conference? Great question. We had upward of, I think it was 500, 600 men, or especially people, mostly men, bought tickets and were engaging and watching watching all the talks. This Facebook group has about 200 people who joined, which was it's been a pretty cool last couple of days. Now, Alan Smith has a special workshop that he's putting together, the School of Sheen, the 7 last words on everything. So if there's anything that is more helpful, is taking something that is big and complex and distilling it down to actionable steps. And that's something that Bishop Sheen loved doing, and Al is going to walk us through. So how it works, you get to read through all of this. It's pretty phenomenal. And if you know anything about Bishop Sheen, he is a founding father of modern new media. It's a $70 one-off workshop kind of deep dive. And Tony is running a 10-week course launching August 3rd, only 47 participants. So if you enjoyed his talks and his lives, this guy has an awesome vibe. Shout out to Tony. The Rule of Brotherhood. It's limited to 47 participants. And again, how does it work? You will learn, create and begin to practice a rule of life. So again, this is all about pulling together small fellowships of men to go on a deeper journey who want to take their formation more seriously, to take all the information that they've learned and find out how to apply it in a more concrete way. So if you enjoyed Tony's talks, Tony's attitude and his approach, you're going to enjoy this Rule of Brotherhood. It's you will end up creating a band of brothers. So you can go ahead and pre-register for that. So this was something that I'm so excited to share with you, and we'll wrap up here in a second. All of these workshops are the point of this conference. All of these talks that you're listening to they're helping you to see a bigger world. They're helping you to see the bigger issues that are at stake, the bigger challenges. But a question I keep getting from a lot of the men throughout this conference is, well, what's next? I love this stuff. I want a program that actually helps me take the stuff from this conference and go deeper. And that's what a lot of these workshops are for. So pick the one that calls to you. If you enjoyed a particular speaker, there may be, their approach is something that calls to you. Sign up for them. Hey, if it's free, go ahead and grab all the free stuff. But go ahead and spend that time, because it's not just one-to-one access with a speaker. You're also getting that band of brothers. You're getting that small crack troop of people to make friends with. So that is for you. I will be sending out, well, actually, let's just go ahead. I'll drop this link on that Facebook, this Facebook chat right now, and you can get access to that. Start poking around. Go ahead and paste that there. Go ahead, please like that comment. Let me know that you've seen it. And I think liking it will make it like the most popular, because this is really one of the most important elements to come out of this. So Tony, check my vibe, y'all. There you go. Oh man, we've had some amazing people these past couple of days. So it's been a half hour. Let me check my notes, see if there's anything that I missed. We talked about the replays. We covered some of the goodies and freebies, how to use the workbook. We've shared the 25% coupon. Oh, last thing that's also exciting. I'm taking the keynote, one of the most important talks from this conference, Father Dwight's keynote on the roots of rage. That is now live and completely free on the Smart Catholic homepage. So you go to smartcatholics.com. That video is free only for the next day, and then I'm taking it down, and it's restricted again back to the conference. So if you enjoyed this conference and you're inspired, please grab that website, grab smartcatholics.com, share it with a friend who you think would enjoy that talk, and then let them know that there's that coupon. So it really is a powerful, it is something for everybody. Everybody struggles with rage, resentment, and rivalry, and how Father presents it is an incredible, it's a meditation. It's something that we need to internalize. I'm reading through his book and I'm listening to his talks, and I'm kind of going to confession inside. It's like, you need to be honest with yourself. And like I think a lot of us men, we struggle with, sometimes providing for our families or being the man. And it's funny how sometimes a lot of that comes down to the feelings of inadequacy that we struggle with. I struggle with, do I have what it takes, and so on. And it's funny how you take those fears and you hold them wriggling up to the light, and you realize that they come back to a sense of resentment, a sense of fear, and oftentimes that we are letting somebody else determine that sense of value, as opposed to everything that Christ has given us, everything that we have been told we are valuable and we have worth, and our manhood is not something that exclusively is given to us from other men. It's something that we must identify and own within ourselves. So again, check out Tony's talk, check out Dave Denuzio's talk, especially on Christ-centered masculinity, right? So I hope you answered the call. I hope you enjoyed your time with us this past weekend. This past week. I hope that this stuff has been valuable. Please take a moment, leave a review on the challenge for today, post it in the group, or on the actual Facebook group for the the Facebook page for the Immortal Combat Conference. Please leave your review. Leave your feedback. What was one of your favorite takeaways from this past week? But if you have feedback, let me know how we could do better, something that you enjoyed the most. Help us reach more men like you, and more people like you. So again, my last requests in signing off here. Invite a friend to come join this group. Heck, if all of us invite one person, we're going to double the size of this group. That means twice as many people are going to be able to watch Father Leo's talk, which was given live here, Deacon Harold's Q&A, which was amazing, Daniel Johnson's Catholic therapy Q&As, which were phenomenal, and then there's all the live chats, which are also in here. The people who answered the challenges throughout this past week, each day we had a different challenge. Some of the responses are awesome, like the prayers that they default to, people that inspired them and why. That's good stuff. So go ahead, read through that. And again, if you don't join the group, you won't have any access to that. So it's kind of a cool exclusive thing. Someone says, I signed up specifically to focus a bit on Christ-like masculinity and what that means outside of work or any occupation. There you go. Because Christ-like masculinity, in a way, is it doesn't depend on who you are and your role in life. It's something that we all tap into. Whether you're a very quiet, gentle, soft-spoken guy or a ripped, jock, or someone with a big beard, whether you're a president or or a pauper, it doesn't matter. We all have a unique call to masculinity, and we all have to learn what that is. So again, thanks everybody for joining. Please leave a review. Please share that coupon with a buddy, somebody that you think would really appreciate this. And most importantly, check out the workshops. The link is there. Please like that link, share that link. It is important. All of the replays are available through September. I hope you enjoy them. I hope that you get a lot out of them. And if you have any questions, go ahead, drop them on this thread. I will do my best and I will answer them. You can always hit me up on Messenger or send a message through the website. Thank you again, everyone. This has been an incredible week. Thank you for an amazing chat. It's been awesome to spend a little bit of time with you as we wrap this up. And I hope you have a phenomenal weekend and a phenomenal rest of this event. May God bless you and yours. And we will catch you later.